Mount LeConte rises over 5,000 feet from the foothills of Gatlinburg, Tennessee, and prominently stands over the town like a watchful sentinel. From its base to the summit, this is the tallest, though not the highest, mountain in the eastern United States. Getting to the summit of Mount LeConte is a grand adventure and contains multiple hiking trails up to the summit. Alum Cave Trail, one of the most popular footpaths in the park, is due for some much-needed restoration work, so over the course of the next few years, it will be closed from Monday through Thursday as the Trails Forever crew rebuilds and enhances some of its rockiest segments. While this may impede some who are planning on visiting Mount LeConte to explore popular features like the Alum Cave Bluffs, Arch Rock, and the views from Inspiration Point, it also offers a great opportunity to venture onto the 4 other park trails leading to the summit of this unique mountain. The other 4 trails leading to the top of LeConte are Rainbow Falls, Bullhead, Trillium Gap, and the Boulevard. Brushy Mountain Trail can be combined with Trillium Gap to create a longer hike with some of the best opportunities for solitude. Rainbow Falls Trail is one of the few trails in the eastern U.S. that gains more than 4,000 feet in elevation over the course of its 6.7 miles. This hike begins in an ancient cove hardwood forest that showcases a variety of different trees and shrubs. One of the highlights of this trail is the cascading water features and springs scattered along LeConte Creek. Rainbow Falls, the tallest waterfall in the park, drops 75 feet over a sandstone cliff and is one of the most popular destinations in the Smokies. This waterfall is a free-falling symbol of the mountain's abundant rainfall and a prelude to the lush temperate rainforests that cloak the slopes of LeConte. While many visitors only hike to the falls, for those that continue onward and upward, you'll be greeted with spectacular views of the Tennessee Valley, as well as special habitats found only in the southern Appalachian Mountains. A good side trip is the quarter-mile jaunt out to the rocky Spur, a spectacular heath bulb comprised of mountain laurel, rhododendron, and other shrubs. This short spur trail provides inspiring views and is located about a mile before you reach the LeConte Lodge. Many that travel to the summit from the Rainbow Falls parking area choose to make the trip a loop hike by returning on the equally stunning Bullhead Trail. Bullhead follows the western flank of Mount LeConte and traverses the face of the prominent features like Balsam Point, which can be seen from Newfound Gap Road, US 441, as you drive across the park. Similar to Rainbow Falls in elevation gain, Bullhead contains prominent wildflower displays during spring and summer, and a hike through numerous heath bulbs and rhododendron tunnels. The views into the West Prong Valley that cuts between LeConte and Sugarlands Valley are also spectacular, as hikers climb to the upper sections of this trail. Remember that Rainbow Falls and Bullhead are some of the more strenuous trails in a park, and hikers need to get an early start in order to make it to the summit in a timely manner. The third trail that rises to LeConte's summit from the foothills above Gatlinburg is Trillium Gap. The scenic waltz has many unique features and make for an enjoyable day hike. This trail has 3 main sections: a 2.4-mile stretch from Cherokee Orchard to the trailhead on Roaring Fork Motor Trail, a 2.8-mile climb to Trillium Gap, and a 3.6-mile segment to the summit of Mount LeConte. Many that hike this trail are only going as far as the very popular Grotto Falls. Here, the beautiful and rugged Roaring Fork roars and tumbles down the slopes of LeConte on its way to meet the west prong of the Little Pigeon in Gatlinburg. This beautiful waterfall tumbles over a cliff, allowing people to walk under it. Those that continue further will enter a land of enchantment that showcases much of the plant biodiversity found on this mountain. Atop the famous Trillium Gap, which is a small dip in a ridge between Mount LeConte and Brushy Mountain, you encounter a prominent beach gap that is a haven for vibrant displays of spring ephemerals and other seasonal wildflowers. Also at the gap, the trail intersects with the Spur Trail that leads to the summit of Brushy Mountain. This spur is worth the effort as it leads to a beautiful overlook showcasing the East Tennessee Valley on the west side and the Boulevard Trail to the east. Those that continue onward must have the resolve to steeply climb another 3.6 miles to make it to the summit of LeConte. Trillium Gap is also the preferred route for the llama trains that bring supplies to the lodge on top of the mountain. If Few hikes in the park match the views and splendor of walking the Appalachian Trail from Newfound Gap to the Boulevard Trail to Mount LeConte. This 8-mile ridgetop traverse is one of the highest trails in the park and is one of the few true mile-high trails in the Appalachian Mountains, for the altitude never drops below 5,500 feet. Walking the boulevard should be on the to-do list of every Smokies enthusiast. Along the route, trekkers can take a quick side jaunt up to the summit of the jump-off, where they are greeted with one of the most spectacular views in the park overlooking Charlie's Bunyan in the Tennessee Valley. Whichever route one chooses, this mountain will surely delight and enchant those that come to walk amongst its trails.